Hello and welcome, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Ian and this is a series of videos that follows me as I take my Royal Enfield Himalayan motorcycle to Bulgaria and back. In this episode, my friend Ron and I visit Budludzha and the Freedom Memorial on the Shipka Pass. Oh, and ride some good roads too. Here we are setting off from the Hotel Edelweiss to go to the Budludzha Monument, or the Monument House of the Bulgarian Communist Party to give it its full name. It's quite close to the hotel. Apologies here, but for some reason I don't have a real life trace for today. If anyone is seriously interested, message me and I'll try and send you a GPX track of the route. Construction of this monument started in 1974 under the architect of Georgi Stoiler, and the monument was inaugurated by the Bulgarian government in 1981. It commemorated the events of 1891 when a group of socialists led by Dimitar Blagoev met secretly in the area to form the Bulgarian Social Democratic Party, which was a forerunner of the Bulgarian Communist Party, which is the forerunner of the current Bulgarian Socialist Party. Did you get all that? Anyhow, it is built on Budludzha Peak, and the first part of the construction was to blast the peak level using TNT. This was to form a stable foundation, and it reduced the height of the mountain from 1,441 metres to 1,432 metres. Generating over 15,000 cubic metres of rock. The building exemplifies futurist style architecture common to many communist buildings. It was richly decorated and had mosaics that commemorated the history of the Bulgarian Communist Party. These covered an area of 937 square metres and needed over 35 tonnes of cobalt glass. The largest mosaics glorified Lenin and Marx, others showed the labour of ordinary workers. In the ceiling of the main amphitheatre was a mosaic featuring the hammer and sickle, encircled with a quote from the Communist Party manifesto: "Proletarians of all countries unite." After the fall of communism in 1989, all maintenance ceased. The building is now in a ruined state, with 1/5 of the mosaics destroyed. There's no access to the interior of the building due to safety concerns. It was intended that the monument would become an interpretation centre of Bulgarian history. There are rumours of initiatives to preserve the structure, but Ron, who has seen the monument many times before, says the rate of deterioration is increasing, which is a shame. Looking at the tower now, the tower is 70 metres in height, 9 metres across at the base and 16 metres across at the top. There was a lift inside the tower that gave access to an observation deck. The red stars measure 12 metres across and were believed to be the largest of their type in the world. They were made in Kiev from synthetic ruby glass, and each one weighed 3.5 tonnes. They were illuminated by 32 spotlights, and this was powered by a generator large enough to power 500 homes. It is a shame to see this symbol in the state that it's in. Even if you find the regime that created it distasteful, it has an artistic merit of its own, and keeping it may remind us of a path that we don't wish to go down anymore. After a look at Budludzha, we make the 8-mile or so journey to the Shipka Pass and another memorial to freedom, the Liberty Memorial, also known as the Shipka Monument. The monument, which also acts as an ossuary to the fighters who died during the battles, commemorates the Battle of Shipka Pass, or, in fact, a series of 4 battles during the Russo-Turkish War of 1877 to 1878. These were pivotal in the defeat of the Ottoman Empire, paving the way to Bulgarian liberation. The battles were between the Russian Empire, supported by Bulgarian volunteers, known as Opolchensi, and the Ottoman Empire. The first battle took place in July 1877, between the 17th and 19th. The Russians attacked a substantial Ottoman garrison and were repelled twice. Before the third assault, the Ottomans realised that they could not withstand another attack and retreated, allowing the Russians to take the pass. The second battle was between the 21st and 26th of August 1877. The Ottomans attacked with a vastly superior force of over 30,000 to the 4,000 defenders. This was augmented to 7,500 defenders, but still vastly outnumbered. The Ottoman force attacked an area defended by the Bulgarian volunteers, believing it easier to breach. They miscalculated the determination of the Bulgarians, and their attack failed. At the end of the battle, having run out of ammunition, the Russians and Bulgarians threw rocks and bodies of fallen comrades to repulse the Ottomans. The Russians retained control of the pass at a cost of 4,000 men, killed or wounded, and the Ottomans had 10,000 men killed or wounded. The third battle was the 13th to the 17th of September, and there was a similar outcome. The Russians retained control of the pass. The number of Russian casualties is not known, but 3,000 Ottomans were thought to have been killed or wounded in the third battle. The fourth and decisive battle was on the 5th to the 9th of January 1878. By this time the Russians had captured the town of Plevin, which freed up a significant number of men to bolster the defences. At the end of the battle, the Russian forces had 5,500 killed or wounded, the Ottomans 6,000, and 36,000 Ottoman soldiers were captured. Estimates from the four battles are that 13,500 Russians were killed or wounded, and 60,000 Ottomans killed or wounded. The decisive victory at the Shipka Pass was a crucial event in the Russo-Turkish War, and also in allowing an independent Bulgaria to be formed. The monument resembles a Bulgarian fortress in outline, and was proposed for the first time by Constituent Assembly in Tarnovo in 1878. Finally, construction started in 1922, and the tower was inaugurated in August 1934. The tower is 31.5 metres tall and has 890 steps leading to it. It is decorated by a powerful bronze lion, which symbolises the Bulgarian coat of arms. When you enter the tower, you can look down to a marble sarcophagus, where the remains of the defenders rest. You can then also climb up through the tower to a viewing platform. On the way you pass 7 floors which act as a museum and an explanation of the battles. In the surrounding area there are 26 monuments dedicated to the various aspects of the conflict. All in all, quite a moving place to be. Well, what happened next? Ron and I made our way down the northern side of the Shipka Pass and took ourselves to Ron's home in the Dobrich area, which is on the eastern side of Bulgaria. We went north to the Danube River at Rus, and then followed the river roughly downstream to Silistra before turning south on Highway 71. Sadly, the route wasn't particularly visually interesting, so there isn't any video to show for it. The region is part of the Pontic-Caspian steppe. Steppes are areas characterised by areas of temperate grasslands, plains and very few trees. I can also say that when the wind blows there is nothing much to deflect it. Both Ron and I agree that at the end of the day the ride across the steppe had been brutal. The wind was enough to blow the ears off a donkey, and donkeys are very attached to their ears. Anyway, I shall leave you as we pick our way down from the Balkan Mountains. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give it a like. Consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you'll be alerted when I post more videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.